Do you feel like I think that's the thing, because I don't really think, and I've said this many times on this podcast, I don't think there's any promotion that's making large sums of money, to be honest, here in Australia.
No.
Like, I don't think there's any company that's making massive amounts of money. So it comes down to the enjoyment. And also, like, I think, like, because I got asked this question, is like, what makes a successful company? And I said, a company that doesn't lose money on a show. That to me would clear success. Or a company that turns a profit after a show. That would be a successful promotion.
Yeah, business-wise, definitely. I would say business-wise, absolutely, that would be what determines success. I guess like where you can make the exceptions is if you take the, I guess, business aspect out of it, which I don't know if you should, to be honest, but some people do, and they're like, this is just a hobby for me, or this is just something I do to enjoy myself.
100%.
So
100%. And that's where I think that there's, probably different levels to it as well. You know what I mean? Like, there's the companies that will treat it like a business and take it very professionally and have great production and great staging and all that sort of stuff. And then there'll be other feds that are just like, hey, we just want to run a show once a month and get together and, see how we draw. Yeah. And that's cool too, man, because at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? It's wrestling. It's more work for performers to get on, and it's more reps to get as well for wrestlers and performers.
Yeah, and like, I'm on the fence whether I think there's too many feds or there's not enough. Like, to an extent, there are too many promotions, but in another way, there's not enough. Like, but I think that comes down to the fact that every promotion just runs weekends, because that's the time where, majority of the general public can make shows.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if, and I don't think this will ever happen, but it might. Imagine if there was promotions that were running throughout the week and they were actually able to draw people, and instead of having these constant clashes, and I know business-wise this doesn't necessarily work. I'm just thinking hypothetically here.
Sure.
But imagine if companies were running, one was on Monday, one was on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc., and you had wrestling every day of the week. I don't think you could draw, hundreds of people all those nights. But for the boys, it would be great if you could work all these different days, because then, assuming we could actually make some money on it, we probably wouldn't have to work some of the day jobs that we do.
Yeah.
But I think, if we're looking at it realistically, you do want to run Friday nights, Saturday nights, and maybe a Sunday sometimes.
I think a Thursday night show could work.
Thursdays can work, yeah.
You got to think Thursday night football as well. Like, it's people would go out for that.
Yeah, you got late night shopping as well, so people will be out and about sometimes.
Yeah, man. I definitely think like a Thursday night could work. But who knows? I think it would just be trial and error, to be honest. Yeah. Like, it would just have to be trial and error, and which promoter and which promotion is going to go, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to give it a crack.
Yeah, and I think, the obvious reason it doesn't happen is a lot of promoters aren't willing to take that risk. And to be honest, I don't blame them, because
it's money. Yeah. You could be potentially pissing money up against the wall.
Yeah. But in saying that, like, World Series Wrestling run on Monday night, and they always seem to pack out the Penrith Panthers. So, yes, they have international talent, and that helps. But yeah, like, I guess it can be done if we get Australian wrestling to a certain level. But yeah.
Do you think Australian wrestling could get to like a level of an AEW or a WWE?
I think it could, but there's a lot of things that I think will have to happen in order for that to happen, and that's very unlikely. Well, one, and I know you've talked to other people about this, I think the first thing you need is TV.
Yeah.
You need a TV deal of some sort on a network that's at least seen by more people than would actually attend the show itself.
Yeah.
And I also think you would need an ideal world where all of the best talents could get together and put on a regular show.
Mm.
But in saying that, there are some companies that I believe could run a televised product right now, and it would probably do quite well if they drew the audience in, which I think
Yeah.
is possible. But
That
I think a PWA or an MCW could probably do that, just based off what I've seen from them so far.
I think if PWA and MCW combined, that could probably happen.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think you'd probably look at getting to make something like a national thing. You would have to, I would say you would have to take like companies like PWA, MCW, EPW, you know, RCW, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
literally the top promotions in every state and amalgamate them into one company. And I think
Similar
that,
to like what Oceania just did with on the back of the Impact Tour. Like,
yeah,
you know, they had that showcase. If they had like a roster kind of like that and they ran regularly, and you got someone with a bunch of money that can, you know, that's willing to take that risk, I think it could work. I think we definitely have the talent down here to make it work. It's just all the other factors which I think make it difficult.
but do you like, I think there's not one particular like person that would blow up the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's someone like a
No,
John Cena or a,
no.
you know, that level of a performer that I've seen. And I think as a collective, yes. But is there going to be one that person that's going to be like The Rock and have that sort of drawing power or this? And I'm throwing out like the biggest names in the industry, right? So, but I'm using that as an example.
But
Like,
to be fair, Piers,
am I wrong there?
no, I don't think you're wrong. And to be fair, Piers, like if you look at the wrestling landscape, like even WWE, AEW, I don't know if there's anyone like Cena or The Rock anymore. I think
Right.
it's generally like you've got stars, you've got superstars, but for the most part, it seems to be the brands that draw the people in now. Like WWE is coming to town, AEW is coming to town. You know, I think that's what draws more than anything, and you get to see wrestler A, B, C, D, etc.